one from a citizen, Eric Ambrose. And Eric writes, I hear plenty of objective rules that were successfully implemented. I would like the panelists to comment on the challenges of subjectivity.
Thank you. Brian or Dale or Thomas, anyone want to start?
Well, our guidelines were not, there was not that much room for subjective, you know, we weren't choosing colors and windows and anything other than really height at street level and lot depth. So it really wasn't, there was very little subjective stuff that we even got involved in. We have some very modern homes that were built in the neighborhood that, you know, maybe didn't look exactly like all the other homes, but we didn't oppose them because they were modern and didn't look like all the other homes. We just wanted people to build scale and to leave light so that people could enjoy the light, enjoy the views.
Yeah, and I'll jump on that and say that the, you know, the very nature of limiting size is subjective, right? But we didn't want to get involved with architectural review committees about if it's modern, if it's blue, if it's shingled. We didn't want to go there. And we did realize that the first comment people made who were opposed to limits was, what if I have a whole lot of land and I build my house in the middle of the woods? Why do you care how big it is? And so as a way for us to get around that, you know, we're not an urban area, we're rural, so we couldn't do like a FAR ratio. So we said that with we have 3-acre lots in our town. And so with every additional acre, you can get another 500 square feet of living space. So the biggest house in town was built after our limit was passed because the woman owned 42 acres of land. So she could build a really big house, and she did. But the subjectivity was taken out of it also by just saying, if you want a big house, you have to have a lot of land. And the subjectivity though was at where do you put those limits? So that's where the discussion came in back and forth. And we talked about this for 16 months and we found a number. And of the, you know, for our bylaw to pass, we had to get 2/3 vote from the town, and we have direct democracy. We all get a vote. And of the probably 20% of the people who voted against the bylaw, many of them said they would have voted for it had the limits been higher, if you could have built a bigger house. So a lot of people weren't opposed to the basic concept, but that subjectivity of size, that was a harder one to crack.
Excellent.
I would probably add that much like Thomas is alluding to, our subjectivity is in the original creation of the rules. So the notion that you get points for having a front porch is a form of subjectivity. That is to say, a porch is like the porches of houses that were common years ago and are common in the neighborhood. The same is true of a detached garage. Not everybody today wants a detached garage, but that was what was common in the neighborhood, so you get extra points for that. So once those rules were written, however, then you've taken the subjectivity out of it by saying these are the rules that the neighborhood has prescribed. We have a point system that you have, there's a possibility of 26 points. You need at least 19 to pass. And you know, that can easily be interpreted by staff at the city level.
Excellent.